So the last major step in our 65 Chevelle project was to finally present this car to the owner. And this is an interesting story because the car actually belongs to my cousin, and he lives several hundred miles away from our shop. And believe it or not, he had never seen this car in person. He actually called me on the phone several years ago and said, hey, I'm looking for a 65, and we found one and had it at our shop. And before he ever came down to visit this car, we started in on it and started doing the restoration. Now, he knew that this whole restoration was going on. I mean, he hired us to do the project. But when it was getting close to being finished, he had no idea that the car was nearly done. So we decided to find a cool way to present this car to him by surprising him at the Chicago World of Wheels show. So after Nathan's final buff job, we had a chance to take the car out, drive it just a little bit, got a few snapshots of it before we loaded it in the trailer, and then we took off for Chicago. This car show also encompasses the Chevy Vettefest, which has a collection of all kinds of great Chevrolet cars that are, both stock and modified, and they come from all over the Midwest. It's a pretty big deal. It was held in the Donald Stevens Convention Center in Rosemont, Illinois, and it was really neat to see the car, on display with all the rest of the things that were there. Now, the World of Wheels show in Chicago holds some personal significance to both my cousin Don and I. When I was a kid, it's the first car show I ever went to, and he took me there. So a lot of this is his fault that I'm into these cars. So part of the ruse was to get the car into the show and get it covered up and get him to come to the show without suspecting that his car was going to be there. Now, once we got my cousin Don into the show, I approached him and I said, hey, this particular event is really pushing the family involvement, and do you want to do a quick little interview about what it's like to bring your family to a car show? And he went along with it. He had no idea. And then the plan was to pull the cover off halfway through this, kind of contrived interview. So here's how it all went down. So a big part of the whole car scene of restoration and car events are indoor car shows. And today we're here in Rosemont, Illinois at the Chicago version of the World of Wheels car show, which is also incorporating the Chevy Vettefest and some other various car shows all under one roof. My history goes back a long, long time with this particular show. In fact, if you can see this photograph, this is a picture of me standing by a Camaro at the World of Wheels show in Chicago, taken, probably 1979, 1980, by this guy who's my cousin Don Oeste. And you look around at the show today and you see people bringing their kids. In fact, now you've got your own daughter here. And you don't really think about the influence that you might be having.
That's true. That's a good point. Yeah.
And for me, well, first of all, you guys took me to this was the first car show I'd ever been to, and apparently,
exactly. It stuck.
It stuck, yeah, because I ended up working for Hot Rod Magazine, which also, by the way, your family got me my first subscription to Hot Rod.
That's true.
So I got all this stuff to blame on you guys.
That's right. Yeah. That camera was new to me at the time, and it was one of those, 35 millimeters with the big clunk. After you took the picture, it clunked, and it was amazing. The picture came out as well as it did, but actually, cars are a big part of our family, so it was a big thing to share that with others. And like I said, we loved cars, and we've had several over the years of old cars and so forth, and so share the wealth. It was a lot of fun. So.
Now, you mentioned cars in the family. His family's like one of the biggest Chevrolet, families growing up. Give us a little rundown of some of the stuff that your mom drove.
Okay. Well, actually, my mom drove a 66 Chevy, basically a four-door. Impala until it finally put its feet up not too many years ago, but just that was one of the big ones. And she had a 55 four-door again, but it's blue and white, and every time she sees in a car magazine there's one for sale for $35,000,
right.
She just about it. Yeah, exactly, as a grabber. But yeah.
Now the whole time I'm talking to him about his mom's old Chevys and kind of the family stuff, we're standing in front of a Camaro, and I'm trying in my head to figure out a way to get him to walk down the aisle to stand closer to the 65. So we just started kind of turning and moving and walking, and I was able to get him just close enough, and the rest of our crew members were hiding behind the 65, working the cover, and when it finally came time to pull the cover, I mean, it basically blew everybody away.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly, yeah.
And I remember you and I were talking about how cool it'd be to sometime, you know, have a car in a show like this. I mean, look at these things, they're insane.
Exactly.
Well, now's your chance.
Oh, yeah? Oh, my. Beautiful.
Wow, what do you think? It sucks, huh? You guys are crying over it.
Yeah, it's cool.
Wow, congratulations. There's your mom.
There's Mom. Oh, there you go.
Doug's hiding somewhere,
there you
too.
go, all right. Very cool.
The crew that put
All the
car
people that put it together, there you go.
So you could tell by his reaction that he was pleased with the car. It was fun because his wife and kids were in on it, and his mom and brother and other family members, and you know, he was completely surprised to see everybody there. But he really liked the car, which was, you know, obviously what we wanted. One of the amazing things about this car is that in the 5 years that we've been restoring it, he's never seen it in person.
That's right, I haven't touched it.
So that's it, that was the first time.
That's right, exactly.
He bought the car and sent it to us without seeing it in person. So this is, you know, not only the first time seeing it done, but the first time actually seeing it.
Exactly, exactly.
And the quality of the car in person was much better than he had seen in the pictures and photographs, and everybody was real happy about it. The car was in a class, a gold spinner class, which is for restorations, for like stock, perfect, correct restorations. And we had no idea, I mean, we didn't even want to be judged on this thing because, again, we were kind of in the wrong class.
Kelly Oeste with a 65 Chevelle.
So the funny story is we came here to deliver the car to the owner and we ended up winning a gold spinner award. And the car scored points of 982 out of 1,000 in a concourse judging contest. And we have a certificate for the owner as well, so this just made the whole weekend much better for everybody. We have a really good team, and I think the owner's gonna be really happy.
So it was a great honor to have this car stand tall at a national level show, its first time out. We couldn't have done it without the great crew of people that really care about putting cars together. And some of the companies that worked with us, OPGI was a tremendous help on this car. BF Goodrich on tires, Vintage Wheel Works wheels. Everybody asked about what wheels and tires were on the car because it sat so well. You know, the Hotchkiss suspension made the car look great and handle really nice. The DuPont paint on the car, everybody wanted to know, you know, what color it is, and this Estoril blue is a very unique color. So, you know, but at the same time, it has the right 60s kind of look. So there are tons of people to thank. You know, we had the guys from HTP Welding come by and look at the car so they could see what their welders put together, you know, and it was kind of fun to see. And of course, you know, it's running on Royal Purple fluids, and the nice MagnaFlow exhaust had a great sound, and just the list goes on and on. You can see the whole list of companies we worked with on our website at V8TVshow.com that helped to make this car look as nice as it is. And next time, we'll take it out and show you what it's like to drive.